Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad-Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yakripastamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Paramananda Madhavam. We just saw one statement to some extent. That is, Tattvabodha is a basic text on Vedanta. Right? And then we took the word Vedanta and then we saw what is Veda and what is Anta. Veda, we said, is an exceptional means for knowledge. Right? We have eyes, we have mind, which are all means of knowledge. They reveal something. But just as how a telescope and a microscope, which when attached to the eyes, give some exceptional knowledge, in the same way, the Vedas, when attached to our mind, intellect, gives an exceptional knowledge. Correct, you remember? And when we say exceptional knowledge, we use a Sanskrit word for that. What was that? Alaukika. Alaukika Vishaya. Laukika Vishaya means that which is known through the senses, known for the mind, without any other major, changes. But alaukika means that which does not come to the knowledge of the senses. And that which does not come to the knowledge of the senses could be either something beyond or something behind. Right? So when we say behind, what we mean is that which is behind the senses, behind the mind, that which empowers the senses and the mind, that consciousness, that the senses and mind can't see. Because to see that consciousness has to come in front of it. Are you getting the point? And to come in front of it means it has to be made an object of it. And to become an object of it, it should have some properties which the senses can observe. Suppose something does not have form, then the eyes can't see. For example, space, eyes can't see. But this, the eyes can see. It's white in color. It has got a form. But something which does not have form, eyes can't see. Something which does not have sound, ears can't hear. Something which doesn't have smell, nose can't smell. Right? So, to say that consciousness should be seen for the senses, should become an object for the senses means that consciousness should have those properties which the senses can perceive. But if consciousness does not have those properties, the senses can't see. That's all. Now, for the mind to know also, it should be in the structure of a thought. Or not? The structure of a thought. Example. What is square root of 4? 2. It's a concept, square root. Right? Do you like organic chemistry or inorganic chemistry? None. Do you understand? No, organic, inorganic. Right? What was Bhagavad-Gita easier or Hanuman Chalisa easier? You see, it is Hanuman Chalisa is in the form of a concept now. Bhagavad-Gita is in the form of a concept. See? So it has to have that structure of a thought, a concept. So you know, when I say Hanuman Chalisa, you know, okay, this point, that point. Now if consciousness is not in that form, then mind can't also know. Right? So that consciousness which is behind the senses and the mind cannot be known for the senses and the mind because it is not in that form which the senses and the mind can come to know. Nobody can say consciousness is not there. Is it not? Nobody can say. Because we are all conscious. I am. It's a very basic knowledge we all have. Right? So, Veda reveals us that which is behind. When I say behind, what I mean is that which enlivens everything. That which makes everything function. Who is behind all this mischief, we ask. Meaning, who caused the whole thing? The same way, who is behind the senses? Who is behind the mind? So you have a Upanishad also, Keno Upanishad, which only takes up this topic. Keneshitam patati preshitam manaha kena pranaha pratamaha praiti yuktaha keneshitam vachamimam vadanti chakshuhu shrotram kaudevo yunakti. Who's behind the eyes? Who's behind the mind? Who's behind the ears? Etc. etc. So behind. So one aspect of Veda is to give us knowledge of that which is behind. The very life, the very consciousness. And another aspect of Veda is that it gives us knowledge of that which is beyond. Here again, when we say beyond, which you can't with your own senses and mind come to find out. For this, you can use your senses and mind, no problem about that. But then, just by using, you can't come to know everything. You can't come to know everything. Yes, you can understand. Yes, when the body falls, something should be there happening to the mind. Because mind can't be destroyed by the death of the body. We can think, but what happens to the mind? That it takes another new body, another embodiment. What kind of embodiment it will take, right? Depending on what action, all those things we will not be able to find out by ourselves. So Vedas deal with this also. Okay, this we saw in the morning, just revising. So that portion of the Veda which speaks about action and results and future birth, etc., that portion of the Veda is called as Karma Kanda. And the portion of the Veda which deals with this consciousness self is Jnana Kanda. And the Jnana Kanda is called as a Upanishad. And what does the word Anta in Vedanta tell? Inside. Meaning, one is inside and next is final. When you say inside, what do you mean by that? It is here, there, everywhere. It is not limited to one portion. Okay? Meaning, it is so important that it is kept everywhere. We should not miss the point. If it is kept only somewhere else, somebody will miss the point. It's kept everywhere. Some of you may know the initial portion of the Veda is called as mantra. Then a little afterwards it's called Brahmana. Then afterwards called Aranyaka, etc. Have you heard of these terms? Mantra, Brahmana, Aranyaka. So in the mantra portion also you find some Upanishads. These are portions of the Veda. If you do not know, you can just note down as a point, that's all. Mantra, Brahmana, Aranyaka. So in the mantra portion you find some Upanishad, like Ishavasya Upanishad. In the Brahmana portion you find some Upanishad, example, Kena Upanishad. In the Aranyaka portion also you find some Upanishads. Right? And it is spread everywhere. Okay? So that is the meaning of Anta. Another meaning of Anta is it is a culminating. It is a final message. So what is the final message of the Veda? The final message of the Veda is found in the Upanishads. And that's why Upanishad is called as Vedanta. Okay. This much is clear? Yes. I will read later on the whatever you have written here in my room, I will read. And I know some questions may also be there. But this is a basic point of today. You have a question?
Yes, you said that Karma Kanda. Can we call Karma Kanda also Vedanta?
Can we call Karma Kanda also as Vedanta?
No.
Vedas have got two portions. One is Karma Kanda, another is Jnana Kanda. Jnana Kanda is called as Vedanta. Okay? So Veda is a means of knowledge for karma and jnana. What kind of karma? What kind of jnana? We have seen all those things. Now, let us go a little deeper. Deeper means let us go some more points we will see. Now we go to Vedanta. Okay? We go to Vedanta. I am not now going to Karma Kanda. I am going to Vedanta. We said Tattvabodha is a basic text of Vedanta. Okay? So, when I say Tattvabodha is a basic text of Vedanta, is a preliminary text of Vedanta, what is actually Vedanta? Vedanta is what? Upanishad. Okay? So, you first write down like this. Vedanta is equal to one Upanishad. Upanishads are found in the Veda. Okay? Now, this Veda is also called as Shruti. Shruti. What is the meaning of the word Shruti? That which is heard. That which is heard means what? That which was not written down. Now, when we say that which was not written down, what we mean is not that it is not written down. What we mean is that I did not write. I did not manufacture. I did not create. I did not think about it and write. It was known to the rishis in their depths of meditation. It was like a flash of clarity. Sometimes you also get some revelations, isn't it? Suppose you are a poet, or suppose you don't have to be a poet also for that. Suppose you are doing something and you are stuck up, thinking. Suddenly it flashes. Archimedes had also that kind of displacement of water, and it is said Newton also had. Every creative person has some flashes of insights. Okay. Now, these flashes of insights pertain to the worldly knowledge. The rishis, in their depths of meditation, got some flashes of understanding which were in the form of mantras. You get what I'm saying? Newton got a flash of understanding which he wrote down in his words. Archimedes got a flash of understanding which he wrote in his own language, probably Greek or Latin. Newton probably in English. Okay? Now, this is understanding written in language. Understanding they got, language they gave. Okay? Understanding they got, a flash. Language they gave. You're getting the point? But what I told was, the rishis got the mantras itself. So slightly different. And that is why we have this very famous definition of who is a rishi. Rishi is called Rishayaha Mantradrashtaraha. Mantradrashtaraha. Drashta means those who saw. And who are the rishis? Rishis are those who saw the mantras. Meaning, they did not write the mantras, they saw the mantras. Okay? And that is why Vedas are said to be revealed texts. Are you getting this idea? So would you like to note the definition of a rishi? Shall I write down? Okay. In English also let me write. Drashtara. Okay. If you have finished writing down, let's all say this together. What is the definition of a rishi? Rishayaha mantradrashtaraha. 3 times shall we say? Rishayaha mantradrashtaraha. Okay. Rishayaha mantradrashtaraha. What does this mean? Rishis are the seers of mantras. And that is why the translation of a rishi in English is what? Seer. Oh, you got the point now? Why it's called seer. Sages and seers, they say. You know what are the sages and seers? What seers? Because what did they see? They saw the mantras. And the whole Vedas that we have come to us through these rishis only. For example, they'll say, who is a seer for the, like how we say discoverer, we say, no? In the same way, the seer and discoverer are almost same only. Who is the discoverer, seer of the Gayatri mantra? Vishwamitra. Now, different mantras, for example, who is a seer of the Aitreya Upanishad? Aitreya. He's a rishi by name Maitreya. Right? Who is a seer of the Taittiriya Upanishad? No, not always like that. Vaishampayana. Who is a seer of the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad? You can't say Brihad. Yajnavalkya. Okay. Some of them we know, some of them we may not know, but basically all these Vedas, whether the Karma Kanda or Jnana Kanda, are revealed text. And Veda is called Shruti, and therefore the Upanishads, which is part of the Veda, is called as Shruti Prasthana. One more new word for you. In this text, you will get lots of new words. This text is full of words. Shruti Prasthana. Shruti, you know now. What is Shruti? It is a synonym for? It's a synonym for Veda. Okay. To explain Shruti only, I went on to tell about Rishi and then Mantra and then Mantra Drashtara and all those things. Okay. Meaning the Rishis heard the mantras, they saw the mantras. Meaning they did not write the mantras. It is not that they got that knowledge and then they wrote that knowledge in that particular language or anything. They got it that way. Okay. Rishayaha Mantra Drashtara. I know some questions you may have. Definitely we will have time for asking, for those things also we'll have. But now we will move forward. So Upanishads are technically called as what? Prasthana? Shruti Prasthana. What is Prasthana? Prasthana. Have you used this word Prasthana in any other language? Prasthana is there? Huh? Prasthana Traya. Yes, that is correct. You have heard this word Prasthana Traya. Very good. I'm explaining that only. But what does the word Prasthan mean? To go. In which language Prasthanas go? Hindi. So Shruti Prasthana means that. Okay, I'll come to that little later. Prasthana means to go. That you keep in mind. Now, another important text in Vedanta. Now, I said Upanishad. Vedanta, first I said Upanishad. Now, another important is the Bhagavad-Gita. You all definitely must have heard the Bhagavad-Gita. I see all of you standing and then keeping one or two books and then reading the 15th chapter of the Bhagavad-Gita. The Bhagavad-Gita is an exemplary text. It is a superb, it's a text which is par compare. Okay, beautiful text. I'm sure you will get opportunity to study also a little bit here in your life also. You will get an opportunity. You will be studying definitely for sure. This Bhagavad-Gita is the... Okay, who has authored the Bhagavad-Gita? Who's the author? I'm not saying who's the teacher. Teacher is Sri Krishna. Student is Arjuna. And who put it together? Who wrote it down? Veda Vyasa. Now, when we say Veda Vyasa is the author, we say author word we use. Karta. Grantha Karta we use. But for Upanishads, can we use the word Karta? No. We use the word Drashta. The rishis were the Drashtas. But for Veda Vyasa, Bhagavad Gita, we don't say he is a Drashta of the Bhagavad Gita. We say he is a Karta. Karta means writer. Now, when we say Bhagavad Gita is another important text of the Vedanta, what we mean is that the entire message of the Upanishads, Veda Vyasji, he got it down in the form of a text. Entire message. Sarvopanishado Gavo. You heard, no? What is that? Can you tell me the verse? Sarvopanishado Gavo Dogdha Gopala Nandanaha Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokda Dogdham Gitamrutam Mahat. In essence, what is being said is that all the Upanishads are like cows. And the Bhagavad Gita is the milk of all the cows. So what is being said is that the Bhagavad Gita is a message of the entire Upanishads. Meaning, Veda Vyasji is a very interesting message. Now, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is telling the Upanishadic message to Sri Krishna, and Veda Vyasji, he got them all together. He got them all together and presented it in a format. He got them all together, the central message, and presented it in a format where the whole Vedantic picture comes clear to us. Now, do you think that in Bhagavan Sri Krishna and Arjuna were talking this way? Bhagavad Gita. Dharma Kshetre Sanjay, Dhritarashtra. And afterwards, then Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Krishna says, he says, Asam Shayam Mahabaho Manodur Nigraham Chalam. And Arjuna is saying one more verse. Do you think they would be talking like this? No. It is a battlefield. In a battlefield, you can't keep shlokas one after another going. The message was given in a very short way. The central message Bhagavan Sri Krishna gave to Arjuna, and what did Veda Vyasji do? He expanded that. Right? And he got it in a format where the entire Upanishadic message is presented there. Meaning, he reflected upon Vedanta and presented it. The whole Vedantic message which was given by Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Bhagavan Veda Vyasa took it and he presented in a format such that the entire Vedantic message comes in there. In 18 chapters. Bhagavan Sri Krishna would not have told, now first chapter is over, now let us start second chapter. It won't be like that, right? So, this is a reflected text. This is a reflected. What do you mean by reflected text? Thought of, meaning you are reflecting on something, right? You are reflecting on the Upanishad and getting the Upanishadic message in the form of a text. So this reflected text is called as Smriti Prasthana. Smriti, reflection, reflected. Smriti Prasthana. Now Vedanta is equal to, we are expanding. First we said Vedanta is Upanishad. Now we are expanding. Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad plus Bhagavad Gita. Smriti Prasthana. You all know the connection between Vyasa and Veda, right? The Vedas were spread around in so many places. What did Vyasa do? Vyasa got them all together and compiled the Veda into 4. So that each of the Veda he could give to one student, and that student could master that and give it to his student. Student means not one, his students. Right? And that way the Veda could be protected. The knowledge could be protected. That's what Veda Vyasa did. And because he did this, he was called as Veda Vyasa. Right? So Vyasa is connected also with the Upanishad. So if you say in different part of the Vedas, the Upanishads are there, who has put it that way? Vyasa has put that way. Okay? Now Bhagavad-Gita again is authored by Veda Vyasa. Now one more important text Veda Vyasa authored. Many texts he has authored. But we're talking of Vedanta. And that is Brahma Sutra. What does he, in the Bhagavad Gita, he again got the entire message pakka inside that. What is there in so many Upanishads, in a gamut of 18 chapters, he got them all together, amazing feat. Okay? Entire message. Upanishads, entire Vedantic message. So many Upanishads are there. Minimum 108 or even more than that is there. In the Muktika Upanishad, there's another Upanishad called Muktika Upanishad. In Muktika Upanishad, what happens? Bhagavan Rama is a teacher and Hanumanji is a student. So Hanumanji is asking Sri Rama tell me about the Upanishads. How many Upanishads are there? And Sri Rama, what he does is that he puts all the Upanishads, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, he gets all the Upanishads. He mentions 108 Upanishads there and says there are many more. Okay? So all these Upanishads are complete knowledge of Vedanta. Complete Upanishads, right? That philosophical message about the self and all. It's complete. The same complete message Veda Vyasa managed to get in the Bhagavad Gita. Okay? And then in Brahma Sutra, what he did was, in all the Upanishads, whatever doubts are possible, he logically answered all the questions. Logic, Nyaya. Okay? So, with logic, with reasoning, with inferential arguments, Veda Vyasa clarifies all possible doubts which can come in the Upanishads. Okay? And therefore, the Brahma Sutra is called as, Upanishads are called as what Prasthana? Shruti Prasthana. Bhagavad-Gita is called as what Prasthana? Smriti Prasthana. The Brahma Sutra is called as, I used one word, logic. Nyaya Prasthana. Okay? Nyaya Prasthana. So, Shruti, Smriti, Nyaya. The word Prasthana means to go. Where do you want to go? I want to go to the knowledge of the self. I want to go to the knowledge of the self. I want to attain the knowledge of the self. And since the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita and the Brahma Sutra help you to take this journey towards the self, which is a message of Vedanta, therefore, these three are called as Prasthana Traya. So how would you translate Prasthana? Something which takes you. something which enables you to walk, something which helps you in the journey, guides you in the journey. So the journey to the self is enabled by three texts, and these texts are complete in the information, in the knowledge that you require. Complete. The word complete is very important there. So they are complete texts. You got the point? Complete texts. And for complete text, we use one term in Sanskrit, and that's called as complete is Purna. Okay. I'm asking, what is the name given for a Purna text? It's called Shastra. Okay? Shastra. Now, suppose I ask, give the names of the texts of Vedanta Shastra. Shastra. Then you can only give three text names. You got the point? Is Tattvabodha a Shastra? No, it is not a complete text. What are the complete texts of Vedanta? Upanishad, Bhagavad-Gita, Brahma Sutra. But is Tattvabodha a Vedanta text? Yes. But is it a complete text? No. What is the name for a complete text? Shastra. Text is what? Text in Sanskrit is? Pustaka. Pustaka is book. Text. Treatise. Grantha. Grantha. So what? So now the question. Shastra Grantha of Vedanta is equal to Upanishad plus Bhagavad-Gita plus Brahma Sutra. Upanishad is what kind of Grantha? Shruti Prasthana. Bhagavad-Gita is what kind of? Smriti Prasthana. Brahma Sutra is what type? Nyaya Prasthana. Okay? Now, if Upanishad, Bhagavad-Gita and Brahma Sutra are what is called a Shastra, a Grantha, then what do you call a text like Tattvabodha? They deal with only a topic there. Prakarana Grantha. Topic in Sanskrit is Prakarana. Okay? So Tattvabodha is technically a Prakarana Grantha and not a Shastra Grantha. What is the difference between a Shastra Grantha and Prakarana Grantha? Shastra Grantha gives the total knowledge. Prakarana Grantha only gives you a topical knowledge. Now the question will come, what is the topical knowledge which Tattvabodha is giving you? See, it is a Vedanta Grantha, therefore it should only deal with self-knowledge. But you know what topic it takes of self-knowledge and gives you? It does not talk you about reincarnation, right? It will not tell you about the, what all, if you take the Shastra Grantha, it will tell you about so many things. It will tell you what actions to do in order to purify your mind, right? What all disciplines you must undertake. It will take for granted certain terms that you understand. It will accept. It will take for granted. It is a high text, and therefore certain things are taken for granted. it is complete, but certain things are taken for granted. But in a Prakarana Grantha, even though we say it is a topical text, in truth, what Prakarana Grantha is, Prakarana Grantha is a elementary text, basic text. Of course, it does not deal with all topics. It deals only with particular topic, and therefore it is Prakarana Grantha. But usually, great masters, what they do is that in order to help people go into the Shastra Grantha, they first write Prakarana Granthas for their students. And that is why, how did we say Tattvabodha is in the beginning? Tattvabodha is a basic text of Vedanta. So now that basic text, you put it into a Sanskrit word, Tattvabodha is a Prakarana Grantha of Vedanta. Okay. Now, with this introduction, I think now it is appropriate we go into the text. Now, you just see what all we have managed so far to cover. Veda, Vedanta, then Shastra, then Prakarana, and then we are saying Tattvabodha is a Prakarana Grantha. Okay? Now let us study. A text, the author of this text, we all know, Sri Sankaracharya, who has written commentaries on all the Shastra Granthas. Okay? So that means what? All the Shastra Grantha means now what are all the three? Upanishad, Bhagavad-Gita, Brahma Sutra. All the three is written. So he knows perfectly the whole Vedanta. And to him, we are all students. Great teachers don't think about students only then. They know Vedanta is for posterity too, and therefore when they write a text, they write for everyone. So Shankaracharya is addressing this text to all of us, even to the future. Even before you, there were students, they were studying this. Even after us, there will be students who will be studying this. Okay? Now, when they write a text, usually a text begins traditionally with a verse of prayer. And that prayer is called as a Mangala Acharana. Okay? Mangala Acharana. I'm not going to write these small words there. Okay? Mangala Acharana. Mangala means auspiciousness. Acharana means performing, doing. Achara means conduct also. So, what does the word Mangalacharana mean? Mangalacharana means offering an auspicious or doing an auspicious act. That's what it literally means. It does not mean prayer. Prayer in Sanskrit we use the word stuti, is it not? So Mangalacharana means doing an auspicious act. Performing an auspicious act. Acharana is doing, performing. Mangala means auspiciousness. So performing an auspicious act is Mangalacharana. Now, why does the author have to perform an auspicious act at the beginning? Why can't he start the text? The reason is that before an undertaking is taken of this nature, which will be useful for generations, one invokes the Lord. And after invoking the Lord, one becomes an instrument for the Lord. One drops the ego, I am writing, and say, Lord, this is something which is going to be very valuable. I seek your grace and blessings so that something really useful comes for all. So, The auspicious act is to say, I make my mind auspicious. Usually when we write now, I want to write something, which will make me popular, famous. Now, all those ignoble thoughts which are with respect to the ego, when you remove it, that what makes that happen is this Mangalacharana. The Lord is the whole creator of the world, the whole cosmos He has created. Whatever talent He has given is not mine, it belongs to Him only. The knowledge what He has given is also His only. So, considering this, when you give up the ego and when you become an instrument for a greater thing to happen, what you have done is that you have made your mind and intellect auspicious enough for that good seva unto Him. And that is why it is called as performing auspiciousness, creating auspiciousness. Sometimes, it may be translated as prayer. Usually in English, whenever we say prayer, what does that mean? Prayer, Lord, I want this, I want that. That is prayer. The translation of Mangalacharana as prayer is not great. Invocation, that's a better word. Why? You're invoking auspiciousness. And it is said that when once a person invokes that auspiciousness and performs or starts something, it will be completed without any difficulty. Because as long as the ego is there, so many difficulties will come. Once the ego is given up, thoughts will flow. Suppose you are singing, no? You're singing. You are singing. For that you have to sing. You have to be a singer first. You're singing. Now you forget yourself and sing. How is it then? Beautiful. Suppose you open your eyes and see how many of them are enjoying your singing. Naturally, the quality will come down. To do anything best, what is required is that forget yourself. This forgetting the ego so that the best comes out, so that it is perfect, so that the work is accomplished perfectly. Because I'm only an instrument and I'm not a doer. That is made by Mangalacharana. Whatever knowledge I have got from the Lord. Whatever knowledge I have got from my Guru. What is mine here? So I offer my salutations unto the Lord and the Guru and I begin. How does Shankaracharya begin? Let us read. Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattvabodha Diyate. Together, shall we? Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattvabodho Vidhiyate. Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva after having prostrated. You know that word namami, is it not? Namami. Namami means I prostrate, I salute, I offer my reverential salutations. Natva. After having. Meaning, first thing what I am going to do is I am going to offer myself to the Lord. Natva. To whom? Vasudevendra Yogindram. As I see the Sanskrit word, you see the book. Okay? Vasudevendra Yogindram. Who is this Vasudeva? Vasudeva is Lord Krishna. How did Lord Krishna get the name Vasudeva? Son of Vasudeva. Vasudevasya putraha. Son of Vasudeva. So Vasudeva, being Lord Krishna. Now why is he thinking about Lord Krishna? Because it was the Lord himself as Sri Krishna who gave the message of the Vedanta. Right? He could have worshipped any Lord. Ganesha, he could have worshipped Kartikeya, he could have worshipped Dev. You can do anything. But he remembers specifically Lord Krishna. Oh Lord Krishna, you give the entire message of the Vedanta. I remember you. I reflect upon you. I worship you. Vasudeva. And then he says, Vasudeva, Vasudevendra. Devendra, he says. Vasudevendra means what? He is the king of, lord of all the gods. So many gods are there, but Bhagavan Shri Krishna is worshipping him not as just, Vasudeva Putra, but he considers him as the lord of all the gods, meaning supreme reality itself. So as the highest reality, number one, and then Yogindra. You are the highest reality, but as a human being in your avatara, how were you? You were a Yogindra. You are not just a human being. You were, whatever you did was something which cannot be accomplished by any human being. So many wonderful things you did. You were a Yogindra. Also, the word, Yogindra means, yogi is a person who has got lots of siddhis and all. Na? So if you see Lord Krishna's life, so many things are there. Starting from his childhood onwards, to how many unimaginable miracles he has performed continuously. Therefore, you were an abode of all these siddhis. You were a yogi. But who is Yogindra? Yogindra is not a person who is just having these siddhis. Yogindra, now again you see, Devendra, Yogindra is there. Yogindra means what? Yogi Indra is Yogindra. Meaning, you are the Lord of all the yogis. Meaning, Lord of all the yogis means what? You are not just a yogi doing some chamatkara. You are a yogi ever established in the Atman. You are a self-realized. You are a self-established. I'm hesitating to use the word self-realized person, self-established person, because these are avatara, you see. Right? You are the ultimate reality, Vasudevendra. And as a human, so-called human, avatara, you were the highest of the yogi. I invoked you. I invoke you means what? I dissolve in you. That is the final invocation, where you offer yourself as ahuti unto God. I invoke you. I drop myself. I put myself in you. I forget myself. You alone. And then, Jnanapradam Gurum. Jnanapradam Gurum, the Guru who bestows knowledge, Naktva, after having saluted. Now here again, after having saluted the Guru means what? Whatever knowledge which is being shared is only what the Guru has given me. Let me become just an instrument in my Guru's hand, so that I do not meddle with the knowledge. I become a perfect instrument for the knowledge to flow through me. Okay? So, worshipping the Lord, worshipping the Guru. If you know Sanskrit, you will see something interesting. That I said now, worshipping the Lord and worshipping the Guru. And is not there. In Sanskrit, you know what is and? Cha. Do you see cha there? Check properly. Maybe it's hidden somewhere. Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum. He is saying, my Guru and Lord Krishna are one and the same. With that bhava. That is a feeling. Meaning that is a feeling means what? I do not see my Guru as a human being. Why your Guru is a human being only? Why should you not see your Guru as human being? Guru is human being only, right?
He's giving you the knowledge.
Why is this? Alright, even he is being an instrument. You know one thing. You must have this famous line, you Matrudevo Bhava, Pitrudevo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. What we mean by this is that Mother, Father, Guru, all of them are human beings only. No doubt about that. But for me, they are God. For me, they are God. My Guru is God not for everybody. My Guru is God for me. My mother is God for me. My father is God for me. Meaning, I established that feeling of God in them. Meaning, whatever God does to me comes through these instruments. And therefore, they are instruments of God. How much love we have received from mother and father. Is it not? Unconditional love, right? Even now when you call your mother and father, what is the kind of... You see how much you can... Anything. But still, when that love pours from that human being, it is so unconditional. It is God-like. It is only God there. And it doesn't have to be a human being. Take a cat or a dog also. How much it takes care. It will give its life for its kids, is it not? That fullness of love we see there, and therefore they are God for me. My mother is God for me. My father is God for me. My Guru is God for me. And therefore, I don't see difference between my Guru and God. Because what has to come to me from God comes through them. And therefore, Guru is God customized for you. Okay? Yes, Guru. Your Guru will not be Guru for everybody. That's a different matter. He is your Guru. Like how your mother is your mother. Well, of course, he can be Guru for many other people also. But yet, he is a customized for you. Okay? You understand what customized?
Yes.
Customized for you. He understands you. In and through. He understands all your crookedness also. Everything. Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum. And then see the next line. Mumukshunam hitarthaya. Read, yourself read. Mumukshunam hitarthaya tattvabodho vidiyate. So this text is written for what purpose and for whom? Mumukshunam. Mumukshu? See the translation. What do you find? Of the seekers. The word mumukshu means one who is desirous for liberation. One who is desirous for moksha. Mumukshu. Moktum ichuhu. Mumukshu. One who is desirous for liberation. For those who are desirous of liberation, mumukshunam, hitarthaya. Hitarthaya, to help them, to benefit them, to help them get liberation, because that is what they want. To help those people who are desirous of liberation, mumukshunam, hitarthaya, to help. To help. What is help? To help them get moksha. So hitarthaya means you must write here mokshaya, for their moksha. Tattvabodha abhidhiyate. Abhidhiyate is expounded, is given, is explained, okay, is stated, is delineated. Swami, what all these words mean? It means it is taught. Simple. Tattvabodha. Bodha means knowledge. Bodha means knowledge. In some languages, bodha means also intoxication. Tattvabodha, bodha, knowledge. Knowledge of tattva, the reality. So what does the verse say? The verse says, after having saluted or offered my prostrations unto the Lord and the Guru, Tattvabodha, the knowledge of the reality, is expounded for those who seek liberation in order to help them get liberation. That's all. So this is a statement of purpose. It tells what is the whole thing. In our traditional literature, whenever a text is written, right at the beginning, certain aspects are to be given. And they are called as, I'm giving a technical word, you can write down, Anubandha Chatushtaya. Anubandha Chatushtaya. Anubandha Chatushtaya. Anubandha Chatushtaya. Can you all tell me this? Can you all say this word? Term? Anubandha Chatushtaya. Chatushtaya, fourfold. So fourfold, there is something four here. Anubandha, that we will see what is Anubandha later, but Chatushtaya is fourfold. The first of them is for whom. So the text is written, is it not? For whom? You also find in your books and all, for class 7 students, for undergraduate program. You have all those things, right? So for whom? That is the first one. For whom is meaning who is the eligible person to study this? Who is a adhikari? So the first aspect of Anubandha Chatushtaya is adhikari. The first one. Now tell me, in this verse, where is it said for whom? No, have a look at it carefully. Where is the adhikari? For whom is it meant? Where is the word? Mumukshu. Mumukshu means for those who want liberation, meaning for those who seek liberation. That is why the translation is seeker is given there. So Mumukshu is adhikari. So this text is written for what? Written for whom? For those who seek liberation. Okay. Now, for those who seek liberation, what is being taught? That is a Vishaya. What is the subject matter? What is being taught? Where is that given here? Tattvabodha. Knowledge of reality is being taught. Okay? Vishaya. And third is result. What is the result of studying this text is also shared. Where is that? That is little subtle. It is little subtle. Please give a thought to it. Let me give you the translation in English and let me see if you can grasp it. For those who are desirous of liberation, in order to benefit those who are desirous of liberation, in order to help those desirous of liberation get moksha, liberation. Right? Now, where is that? Where is the word moksha? It is not there. It is not, but it is there in the word mumukshu. Mumukshu means those who are desirous of liberation, to help them. To help them means what? To help them get their moksha. Are you getting? So, moksha becomes the result or a prayojana. So, first is adhikari. In Anubandha Chatushtaya, first is adhikari, one who is an aspirant or one who wants to study, who is that person. Second is Vishaya, what is the subject matter. Third is Prayojana, the result. And fourth is something called Sambandha. Sambandha is relation. Okay. Now, this relation, I will explain that. But first, tell me who Adhikari is? Seeker. Where is Adhikari indicated? Mumukshu. What does it mean? Seeker of liberation. And what is a seeker of liberation going to be given? Tattvabodha. Tattvabodha becomes a Vishaya. What is he going to get? Moksha. So, a seeker of liberation getting the knowledge of that reality gets moksha. Correct? That's fine, but why should I study this book? Careful. The seeker of liberation getting the knowledge of the reality gets moksha. Why should I study the book? To get the knowledge. Meaning the book gives the knowledge. You get it? When I just say seeker of liberation, getting the knowledge of reality gets liberation, that's fine. Okay. That doesn't prompt me to take this book. But if I say this book gives that knowledge, what will happen? I will take this book. I am the seeker of liberation. Yeah? Yeah? Sure? I am the seeker of liberation. I want the knowledge of reality, but the book gives it. And therefore, I take this book, meaning the book is the giver of this knowledge. This is a relationship. This is technically called as Bodhya Bodhaka Bhava. Shall I write it down? Bodhya Bodhaka Bhava, or Bodhya Bodhaka Sambandha. Let us write that way. Okay. Now, Bodhya Bodhaka Sambandha means the relationship of Bodhaka means expounder or teacher. Bodhaka means expounder. Say, expounder. Bodhya is expounded. Do you understand the word expounded? Expounder? One who explains is called Bodhaka. That which is explained is called Bodhya. Teacher and taught, something like that. So book is kind of teacher, giver, expounder. And this Vishaya, which is a Vishaya? Tattvabodha, knowledge of reality, is what is being taught. So the book teaches, and what does the book teach? The book teaches Tattvabodha. And therefore I read this book. Do you get this point? Meaning what Sambandha does is that Sambandha brings the book in the context of my want. I want liberation. And to get liberation, knowledge of reality is the means. And the book gives that knowledge of reality. This is called as Bodhya Bodhaka Sambandha. Sambandha, relationship. What is Bodhya Bodhaka Sambandha? It is the relationship of the expounder and the expounded, which exists between the text and the subject matter. I'll say that again. Sambandha is Bodhya Bodhaka Sambandha. Relationship is of the nature of the revealer. That's a better word. Revealer and revealed. The text is the revealer, and Tattvabodha, the Vishaya, is the revealed. Therefore, because I want Tattvabodha, I study this book called Tattvabodha. So Tattvabodha, shall I explain again? It's a very easy thing. Consider the book as the giver of the knowledge. Okay? The book is why should I study the book? Because it gives the knowledge. And what is the knowledge? Tattvabodha. See, suppose I make a statement, a seeker of liberation with the knowledge of the reality gets liberation. Okay? A seeker of liberation with the knowledge of reality gets liberation. I make this statement. But that does not make me take the book. The book should be brought into this whole seeking, is it not? What does the connect? The book connects itself to this. Connects itself to what? The seeker of knowledge getting the knowledge of the reality attains liberation. Now, getting the knowledge of reality is very important in that. The seeker of knowledge getting the knowledge of reality attains liberation. So, getting the knowledge of reality, how? How? The knowledge of reality is bodhya, but who is the bodhaka? Which is a book. The book gives this knowledge, is it not? The seeker of liberation, getting the knowledge of reality, attains liberation. So, getting the knowledge of reality, okay. So, knowledge of reality, somebody has to teach, is it not? Which teaches? The book teaches. Therefore, book becomes the bodhaka, the explainer, or the teacher, or the revealer, right? And the knowledge of the reality becomes the revealed, or explained, or what is taught. And with that, I, the seeker of knowledge, I, the seeker of liberation, will get the knowledge of the reality which is taught in the text, and I will get liberation. Are you getting? Many people know, they will understand adhikari, they'll understand vishaya, they'll understand prayojana, and sambandha to kuch hai. Even after studying so many Vedanta texts and all, no, the sambandha does not become clear. But it will become clear if you understand in what way is the book connected to the pursuit. I am a seeker of knowledge, and I should get the knowledge of reality. Then only I'll get liberation. Seeker of liberation, I want liberation, and for that, knowledge is a means. And what happens? The book becomes the means for me to get that knowledge. Therefore, I should read this book. Understand? So, the book is brought into the context by relating, by establishing a relationship with that vishaya, which is a means for liberation. Are you getting it? Don't you worry if you don't get it. You will get it as you think about it. But most of you have got it. I can see from your eyes. So this is sambandha. And these are what? Anubandha. Anubandha means what? Associated. Right at the beginning, associated. So these fourfold are right at the beginning associated. Meaning, before you open the text, you read this and you decide. Are you a seeker of liberation? We will see that what it is little later. Are you a seeker of liberation? Let us say yes for the moment. Yes, I'm the seeker of liberation. So, oh, Mumukshu, oh, they're talking about me. Great, great, great. Okay, what is that telling? Hitarthaya, oh, they'll get me moksha. Okay, nice. Tattvabodha, okay. Knowledge of reality is a means. Oh, abhidiyate, this book is giving me that. Oh, abhidiyate is sambandha. It expounds. So, book expounds. Oh, right. This book is meant for me. I will read further. If that, yes, it is meant for me, doesn't come in the mind, I will close the book. Organic chemistry for class 12. Or class, 12. Organic chemistry for class 12. Now you open it. 12? I am class 10. Not for me. You drop the book, isn't it? C++. I don't know how many more pluses will. As soon as you see, it's not for me. Right? It's for those techie guys. Not for me. You decide, is it not? It's like that. So this first line is an advertisement for the book. Promotion material, if you want to say. Because it exactly tells for whom it is, for what it is, and why it is. And therefore you open this book and read. Okay? So let's read this line once more, this verse once more, and then we can. Oh, 6 o'clock. No, it is a problem. Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattvabodho Abhidhiyate. Abhidhiyate means what? Don't see the book. It's expounded. One more synonym for that? Explain. One more synonym for that? Given. One more synonym for that? Taught. One more synonym? Revealed. Okay. And because this gives Tattvabodha, this book also is rightly titled Tattvabodha. Okay. Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.